Hey everyone, Joe here. Well, Tokyo DAW Labs has finally released an update to Limiter 6, and it is version 2. So if you're wondering why there isn't a Limiter 7, well, you're as confused as I am. I've been using Tokyo DAW for the past 10 years, and I don't fully understand the naming conventions for everything they got, like on Limiter 6. I'm sure there's a reason for it. For those who know more about the Tokyo DAW Lab stuff, I'm sure you're going to be happy to comment down below, and I'll look forward to it. So anyway, version 2's out. Got a small handful of new features. Nice features, though. It's nice when they add stuff that makes things sound nicer and look nicer. So, biggest thing that come out in version 2, which I was really happy to see, is, believe it or not, a Linux version. Yes, we need more Linux stuff available. I would love to see the day where I can get away from Windows and not have to pay the Mac tax. And so, yeah, more Linux versions, the better. Happy to see that one. And also, we got an additional peak limiter model, expanding the range of the limiting characteristics available within the module. Anyway, I'll show you that when you hop over here to the desktop. An upward parameter added to the clipper module. Really good. I don't use the clipper when on my master bus, but on drums and stuff, that can really help a lot, especially having that being now an upward parameter to boost that up. Nice. Help make those drums much louder. This is hard for me to pronounce. Zwicker loudness module. The more I think about it, the more I think that's got to be German, but I don't know. Anyway, it's ISO 532 TAC1. Added for metering module, providing psychoacoustic loudness analysis in addition to the EBU R128 metering that we are at. So it's already had loves and dBs on here for a while. So now the Zwicker has been added. So I guess if you use that in your audio production, you'll be happy to see it. I use a love, so it's not going to be much of use for him, but I'm happy to see it added for those who do want it. So anyway, other than that, user interface improvements. I noticed it was a little more polished, but that's basically about it to the user interface. Like I said, this looks a little nicer, but still the same look, which I like. I like the TDR DAW Lab plugins, the way they look. They always look really nice, and they're very easy to read, which is why I like the way they look. All right. And it says here, also fix the compressor dry mix not working in mono mode. To be honest with you, never used the plugin in mono mode, so I didn't know the dry mix knob didn't work in mono. So anyway, it's a free update. If you already got TDR 6 Limiter Gentleman's Edition, I do. So yeah, if you're interested, head on down to TDR Labs. I'll put a link down in the description below. So anyway, let's hop over here to the desktop. You can actually see how the plugin works in an actual music track. Okay. So here we are. What I have is a song loop loaded up. This is something I work on for my photography channel. I also make all my background music and stuff, which I'm also going to be doing cook-up videos and stuff if y'all are interested in the future videos and stuff coming out on this channel. But for those of you who may or may not be actually on my photography channel, YouTube channel, and seen any of those videos, you notice the background music and stuff. Yeah, I've been making them on. It's not AI. It's my garbage, not somebody else's, machine garbage. So yeah, the music stuff I've been making, and I got, like I said, I use TDR Limiter on my master bus. And I kind of want to show you how I use it to level out my audio and stuff. So here on the screen, we have TDR Limiter6, and the modules I use are the compressor, the high frequency limiter, and the peak limiter. Now, if you click on the modules module, you'll notice there's the clipper. And I have it grayed out because I don't use it on a master bus. But hey, if you do, you do you. I ain't gonna say you're wrong. I ain't gonna say you're right either. Like I said, I do. Clipper is nice to me personally on drums and stuff. I just don't like it on this particular type or any type of music. I don't like clipper on the master bus. But hey, like I said, you do you, bro. Anyway, new upward knob right here. You can turn that up, get more upward drive into that clipper. Kind of like upward compression, kind of push it up a little bit more. And anyway, that should help the clipper out. So I don't use that much. I'll have to test that out on drums. I can't really test it out on here. on the master bus. I just want to mention it because, hey, it's there. It's new. Anyway, turn that off. We remove that module so I don't have to look at it. All righty. Now, here's the new nuke ratio. You notice my nuke ratio right now is 2.5 to 1. If I hit the nuke button, it officially turns that into a 5 to 1. Now, this ratio knob does go up to 10 to 1. And so if you wanted to make that 20 to 1, you just click the nuke button. It's interesting how that works. It then turns it into a 20 to 1. At least that's my understanding. All right. Threshold I got on my compressor for his initial one is negative 6 dB. Now, my main clip here, I top out at negative 3 dB. And for this particular song, I have it, or all these background music songs I got them set to kind of like level out around negative 12 LUFS. That's where I'm driving them up to. I don't want them too strong. I don't want them to go too loud. I don't want them to go too low because this is background music for tutorial videos. And, well, I want them to sound more level because I would be using audio ducking in the tutorial videos to push this down. So the less variance there is in the track getting too loud or too quiet, the better it would sound in the video in the background. Because you don't want to sound like it got cut off. You don't want to get too loud and start muddying up the vocals. So, yeah, it's really important to get these leveled out. And what I'll have to use the first is to turn the first compressor into a leveler. So you'll notice down here, you have different modes. You got leveler, alpha, which is basic normal compressor, sigma, leveler, nova, and broadcast. We pull up the question mark here, the dynamic help mode, very useful. Alpha, your conventional dynamics compressor, sigma, particularly colorful compressor, and it has its uses. Nova is based on TDR Nova's compression algorithm. If you like that one, you may want to go with this one. Leveler, which is what I'm using. That's what I use for mastering bus and stuff. It's not what I would use on drums or anything or any other bus, but for as a master bus, I do like to put it in as a leveler. And there is another mode down here, broadcast. If you're doing streaming, podcasting, that type of stuff, broadcast is definitely the one you want to consider checking out and using. Alrighty. So, like I said, the first one out here, I got set 2.5 to 1, attack, 10 milliseconds, release 100 milliseconds, dry them out, zeros. There's no mix into the, dry wet mix. It's just basically full compressor, nothing left uncompressed. And that's how I run on with that one. All right. So like I said, for this particular song, I did have to boost it up to 1.5 dB to make sure everything come out level. And I'll let you kind of hear what's going on here just in a moment. But I want to tell you about the second one is the high frequency limiter. This basically limits the higher frequencies, making sure they don't get too loud too quick. Then I have the peak limiter here. And basically what I've got here is I'm trying to get the other frequencies out. So let me kind of pull these up here. Threshold, preview the high frequency bands. The high frequency limiter is corner frequency. You get the modules, absolute, relative. The focus knob here is a little bit different. I don't like how they got dBs listed there. Balance the peak limiter's frequency. Positive values prioritize mid frequency, and negative values prioritize low and high frequencies. I got mine pulled down just a little bit to prioritize the high and low mid frequencies, because the mids I want to kind of smoothing out. That way the mids are back in, the big bass kicking in and the highs kicking, kind of smooth them out so it pulls up the mids just a little bit, makes the overall compression a little more smoother. So you're not compressing the mids when they don't need compressed. All right. So that's basically what it's doing. Both of those I got coming in at negative 4.5 dB, which sounds good from all. But here's what I got changed here. This was really nice. The original module here was Mark 1. That's what I was using until the Mark 2 come out. And the Mark 1, you just had a regular recovery mount here. And the Mark 2 is basically kind of a little more algorithmic. It kind of does a little more for you. And higher values make it more relaxed. Lower values make it a little more, more aggressive. So let me play this for you right quick, and you'll notice the loudness over here change when I change the different modules. Alrighty. So let me start playing here. And you'll notice how I got it really smooth at negative 12 dB LUFS. And here's kick in. All right. Like I said, I got the threshold negative 4.5, focus negative 1.5 dB. Look what happens when I change modules. Still negative 4.5, but you'll notice it's getting a little more carried away, a little more aggressive. Not being as aggressive on it, even though this is more relaxed. But I like how this one controls it more under this. And like I said, I do have it set to multi-band. This module, the Mark II, is working really good at keeping that level. I like that. I like that a lot. Alrighty. So yeah, I got mine set to 3 on that one. Of course, the dry wet mix, 0. Now I do have it set to multi-band, which is what this is working on now. So it will independently, when it compresses the high and lows, it does it independently instead of both of them at the same time. So if, for example, if it wasn't a multi-band, when it hits the compressor, it would lower the high frequencies at the same time by the same amount. However, multi-band, they're independent. Works better. All right. So yeah, I do like that Mark II functionality right there. Really nice. Now it does have brick wall with look ahead, up to 3 times look ahead if you got the CPU power or if you need that. I don't use it on brick wall because I got the regular output here. It's a true peak limiter and it works quite nice. And like I said, negative 3 dB on it. So look over here. Here's the Zwicker calibration settings. If you want to use that one, I'm not using it, so I'll leave it turned off. I believe it's turned off, so I don't know. I'm just not using it, but this is what I use. So anyway, the settings, like I said, I'm using kind of the drive. I did have to boost up to 1.5 dB on this one. The first compressor, I coming in at negative 6. It's level things out. Then I have a high frequency limiter and also a peak limiter working on those, keep those the EQ curve leveled out without being too much compressed on parts that don't need compressed or leveled out. Basically, what I'm trying to do for this whole entire thing is level the signal out so it sounds smooth. You don't hear no grit to it. You don't hear no, crunchiness, which can happen if you get too aggressive on your compressors and limiters and stuff, because a limiter is a compressor, just a very aggressive compressor. So you got to be very careful with everything. And the way I got it set up, everything just sounds smooth. It levels my audio out, and that's what's really important to me. So I'll let you just hear this and start again and let it loop through once. So, yeah, the update to Limiter 6 is quite nice. I think it sounds great. And, well, if you're interested in it, this unfortunately does not have a free version, but I will link it down in the description below anyway for those who are interested. I said it's pretty interesting. Well, not interesting, it's pretty fantastic. So, yeah, I really do like the update to TDR Limiter 6. I can't wait to see what they do to the remaining plugins when they update those to version 2. I hope they get the same nice, fantastic treatment as TDR Limiter6 got. So anyway, that's it for this video one. Like I said, I highly recommend it. If you're interested in the plugin, even though there's no free version, I'll link it down in the description below. But that's it for this video. If you like it, want to see more videos like this, how about give me a thumbs up? Thumbs up's always highly appreciated. Now, if you're not a subscriber to my channel, now's a great time to subscribe. Subscribing's free. It's for you. Unless you want to release more videos. Until next time, everyone, thank you for watching.